Welcome. In front of me is an Honor Pad 8, and today I'll go over unboxing along with a quick look at the device itself. Starting off, I'm going to point out one thing. So this is technically Huawei. Let's not bullshit ourselves. It basically allows you to copy data from Huawei devices, though it's the same one. The OS looks basically the same, just one comes with Android, while the other one comes with Harmony OS. And here we have also the little marking, comes with the Google app and Google Chrome. So anyway, if you're kind of on a fence from the past, like Huawei kind of ban and things, you might want to stay away from this one probably. As what I would expect, it's that the supposed sale of the company was done more as a marketing business to still be able to sell products in the US and rest of the world. Anyway, packaging wise, it's just mediocre right here. You get a tablet itself. Tablet itself looks alright. See if we can boot it up. Hopefully it's charged. So I do want to point out that this device comes at about 300 euros or so it's kind of in this kind of mid-range price. So I'll be basing my opinion primarily on the price and what it offers for that price. Now, what it offers actually is a charger, and this is a 22.5 watt charger, which is basically as good as the Fold 4 in terms of charging, just actually comes with a charger in a box, which is pretty interesting considering Fold 4 comes at a price tag that is like 5 times higher, even more than 5. Anyway, I always love to crap on Samsung for their overpriced devices, as I was one of those idiots that bought into it and then got kind of screwed by it. So anyway, in here we also have a Type A to Type C charger, and well, that's about it. Taking a look at the device itself, you can see we have a pretty decent display right here. So this display right here is a 12-inch display with a resolution of 1200 by 2000 pixels. So it's a pretty decent screen for the price, I would say. Though it is only an LCD IPS display, 1 billion colors, and a typical brightness of about 350 nits. So screen tech right here isn't necessarily super good. There is no high refresh rate here whatsoever, so that's again another minus. The brightness here also won't be super good, specifically for outdoor usage. But it has about an 84.5% screen to body ratio with pixel density of about 200 per inch. Now, moving on into camera at the back, we have a single camera right here, and that is a 5 megapixel sensor, wide one, and then a selfie right here is a 12 megapixel. Front and back, your max resolution is 1080p at 30 frames, so nothing really special, but let's be honest, no one will be walking around and taking pictures of things with a tablet. If you are, get help. When it comes down to the internals right here, we have a pretty decent battery size at 7250 milliamps with a 23 watt charging. Also comes with a Snapdragon 680, it's a 4G chipset, and has a couple options. So the base option for this device is 128 gigs of storage with 8 gigabytes of RAM, and then 128 with 6 gigs of RAM. So you can only increase RAM right here. Now, with that being said, let's see if we have any expendable storage in here. If I can find where that is. I guess no, we can't expand storage because there is no expendable storage or any tray whatsoever here. So 128 gigabytes is what you're locked with, and for a device like this, I find this to be a little bit of a missed opportunity, considering, at least personally, I would probably be loading up some kind of movies on here and stuff like that, downloading a bunch of things. So let's just assume you're going for vacation, you want to download a bunch of things from Netflix because you won't have internet connection, so you can watch it later on without internet connection because you won't have it. And you only have 128 gigs of storage to deal with, and that is maximum storage, which doesn't include things like the Android that is already installed on here, and all the applications that you might already have loaded up on here. So it's not really too much of storage to deal with. I personally would like to have a starting point of 256 as the starting point, which find this to be a little bit of a too low storage for such a device that you might be just utilizing for media consumption. Now, moving on, actually, there isn't much more to say about this. So yeah, the storage-wise, not expendable storage is kind of a missed opportunity. I do want to point out that this device was released in 2022, so it is already a bit a dated device, and it has been succeeded by the Huawei Honor Pad 9, which I did actually have right here before I had this one. So if you're looking to pick this device up now, because it's, for instance, significantly cheaper, just be very mindful of what you want this device for. If you want it for like Netflix and binge watching, and you actually have internet connection, it should basically serve you well. But for instance, like on-the-go device where you won't have internet connection, you want to just load things up on it, you don't have too much storage to deal with. Other than that, the display right here might be okay in resolution, but lacks everything else that you might be looking for, like the high refresh rate, or maybe more vibrant colors, deeper blacks, and all that stuff that you'd get from, for instance, an AMOLED display. So that's another kind of downside. And that being said, I want to check the newer one, Honor Pad 9. So the Honor Pad 9, the newer one, comes with at least 120 Hz refresh rate, also has a bit of a higher resolution for the device and a brighter display, which obviously for all intents and purposes of like media consumption, this is all an improvement over this one, and supposedly it's apparently cheaper than this one. Now I assume that might not be the case. This probably should be cheaper at this point, as the prices on GSM Arena were most likely not updated to reflect the actual current price of this device. So at the end of the day, I would say you might need to look at the prices that are right now that stores will charge for these devices, and then decide what do you want more, and also what do you need the device for. Like I said, for media consumption, probably the newer version, the MediaPad, the Huawei or Honor Pad 9 might be probably better for typical media and most things over this one. But if this one is like half the price of that one, the newer version, that kind of becomes skewed at this point. I would probably prefer to save up some money and go for the cheaper option over the more expensive that just kind of improves on a couple of the aspects, but obviously at half the price, it kind of starts to, be very iffy. Anyway, so with that being said, summarizing this, the Pad 8, I would say right now, if the price is still at like about 300 euros or whatever that was, I would say it's overpriced for the device, considering it was released a couple years back. I would prefer to go for the newer one, as the newer one offers better display right here, which is what I will be staring at for the most part, and that's what I would prefer to improve right here. So that being said, hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.